Hey YouTube, I've got a couple budget-priced throwing hawks today. These are not necessarily throwing hawks, but in this video they're going to be. This hawk right here, this hawk right here, they're identical. They're just sold by different brands. This is a Watchfire hawk, and the other is a Maxam hawk. They have G10 handle scales. The blade steel, I think it's 440A. It might be a crappy C, but it's 440 something. The edge length is 4.4 inches by my measure. The overall length is 13, just under 13.5 inches. They are fairly weighty. It is one-piece full tank construction. You see that there. Now these hawks go for 25 to 30 on Amazon. You might not always be able to find them. You know, they keep changing the name and changing the brand. You might have to look around to find them. But this is sold as the Maxam throwing axe, and this was sold as the Watchfire camping survival tomahawk. Right? But it's clear to me that these are heavily based on this third hawk right here. Now this is an ATC Comanche tomahawk. First of all, I should explain that this hawk is roughly 9 to 10 times the price of these cheapos. And they seem, you know, they are shorter than this hawk, and they have, you know, the handle shape is a little bit different. All right, so it's not like an exact copy, but these are basically budget versions of this ATC Comanche hawk, which I do highly recommend. I have all three versions of the Comanche hawk. Check out, I have a tabletop video and a chopping video featuring the older and even larger, longer version of this Comanche hawk. So feel free to check out those videos. I definitely highly recommend ATC. But that being said, I'm not going to throw a hawk that costs more than $300. I'm just not going to do it. I mean, if you miss and it happens to hit something on the ground, piece of cinder block, piece of a pallet with a nail, you know, I'm just not going to I'm not going to risk such a nice hawk as just a fun thrower. So that's where these fit in. All right, let's roll in the video of using these fairly cheap hawks as throwing hawks. Okay, hope you enjoyed that footage. So how were these to throw? They were actually really good to throw. I would rate these as medium easy. All right, you know, I have basically a 5-point system where 1 is easy and 5 is the most difficult to throw. I would rate these as a 2, meaning they're, you know, medium easy to throw. So if you are a beginner thrower, yeah, these actually would be a good option, especially since the price is right. They are durable because they are one-piece construction, well, full tank construction with scales. But because it's full tank construction, they're very durable, right? It's not going to break. The handle scales might get messed up. They might come loose. If you want to use it as a dedicated thrower, you know, you're going to want to wrap those scales with a little bit of padding and cushioning, some electrical tape, or you could just remove the scales altogether. But yeah, they were actually very fun and fairly easy to throw. Because they are fairly thick and full tang, they're heavy. You know, for around 13.5 inch total length, they are heavy hawks, which is good when you're throwing because it kind of makes it easier You ever try and throw a feather as hard as you can? And it probably didn't go very far because you need some weight and some mass for a throwing object. So yeah, that actually was to the benefit of these. It would be cool to sharpen the top parts. The top spikes are unsharpened. They're actually thick. But it would be cool to sharpen that part just so if that hits, you could stick with that as well. But overall, I actually am really pleased with these, even though they're kind of, you know, they're just junky budget items. They actually serve the purpose quite well. And they are actually a much higher quality level than most purpose-built. Sometimes you'll see purpose-built throwing hawks that are cheap, and they're just they're not really very heavy, and I don't know. This is better than some of those. Also, I like that the edge length is 4.4 inches, which gives you a lot more edge to work with than most hawks of this size give you. And of course the back spike, very sharp, easy to stick. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the video. This has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.